All right, team, Zach Evanesh from the Underground Strength Gym in beautiful Manasquan. Welcome back. It has been a while. We are recreating a video that I filmed 11 years ago when I was young and spry at age 37. Today, filming age 48, and we're doing the top 10 bodyweight movements. It's not bodyweight exercises. I'm going to give you a movement pattern and break them down into multiple exercises so you can get strong, athletic, build muscle, burn fat, regardless of your age, and with zero equipment. Here we go. Now we're going to turn it up. We're transitioning out of strength and stability work, and we're moving into jump training and then plyometrics. Do not, I repeat, do not try jump training and plyometrics on an untrained athlete, an inexperienced athlete, or for our adult men out there. You start trying to do exercises that you're watching, a young college athlete do, and the last time you've done that is 18 to 20 years ago. So build strength, build stability, build the base. Step one, the most basic one, is squat jumps. We start easy. We do what I call rhythm squat jumps. We don't worry about how high we're getting. We just jump, get a little height, and learn to absorb. I'm getting a couple inches off the ground, and I make sure every rep I'm bending. What I like to do when I'm training athletes is I tell them on the last rep, hold it for 3 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds. So I'm constantly incorporating deceleration and isometric training. It's like a secret weapon to get them stronger and faster. Once they're good at the rhythm and they're good at landing, now we get more aggressive and more explosive. Jump as high as you can, 3 reps. If I feel an athlete is not getting low enough, I make them touch the floor with their fingers. I'm going to show you both variations because I like the work. I'm chasing the work. We're going to go 5 jumps. Hold, hold, hold. Now, I did a hold. If I notice athletes are doing this, jumping, but they land and bend only a little, but then bend at the waist, I'm going to make them touch fingers to the floor. It forces them to drop the butt and drop the hips. So every rep, fingers touch the floor. Let's do 3 of them. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Hold, position, and come out. So that would be jumping with lower, deeper range of motion. Next one, single leg jumps, lunge jumps. These are tougher. The mistake I see is twofold. I see athletes switching the feet and not getting vertical on the lunge jump, or I see them crowding the legs and not really getting the back leg back. When we extend the back leg, we're stretching the hip, we're getting into hip extension. It resembles more sprinting and acceleration. So we're going to go 3 each leg. Tall chest, back knee is somewhat near the floor, not hitting the ground, and no hands on the legs. That's lunge jump. Next one, skater jumps. Now I want to say this. I'm going through this as a circuit as I demonstrate. When you do your plyos, your jump training, you need longer rest periods. In between sets, if you have the time, could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some of the old Russian training manuals talk about resting 9 minutes, but the athletes today, they really struggle to focus that long. So what I like to do is jump training paired with a heavy lift. So I might jump coupled with a squat or deadlift. I won't rest 9 minutes, but I'll give them 2 to 3 minutes to rest. So next up, skater jumps. We want to pretend we're going over an obstacle, and when we land, it's going to be a bend, all right? So we're going to push off with one leg, catch the other. Push and catch. Push, catch. Can you hold? If an athlete is not jumping high enough, I'll take out a small hurdle. I'll put that hurdle down, and now they're forced to go over. Now back in the day, early days of the underground, we had no hurdles. This would be like some sort of a obstacle or a park bench, anything to go over it, okay? Jump over, catch. Okay, something that they have to jump over. Next up, we're gonna take a little breather, box jumps. In the early days, box jumps were us jumping on picnic tables, park benches, and tires stacked on one another. Today, real boxes coming at you, stand by. Now we're gonna move into the box jump. There's a lot of variations that you can do with the box jump. If you look on our YouTube channel and look at the Underground Strength Gym playlist or our Instagram, you'll see athletes doing a variety of box jumps. I'm 48, I'm gonna do the approach jump where I walk up, jump, I always say land and stand. Then there's a couple options here. You could step down into a depth drop, which is another way to build strength, power, and control. Or you could put some sort of a bench or another something to step down on. I'm going to say this. I'm like to kind of cater to two age groups now. We work with so many athletes. We have a lot of men follow me. Men, as we get older, in air quotes, we lose power very quickly. Why? Because you start getting away from athletic movements. This also, ironically, happens to athletes. They might train too much at a commercial gym. They do so many bodybuilding movements. They go to failure, burn the muscle, squeeze the muscle. They build no power. So we notice that sometimes when a new athlete comes here who's been training at a commercial gym, training like a bodybuilder, he might have big chest and arms and ripped abs, but no power, no speed, no athleticism. So if you want to be an athlete, you must train to be an athlete. So this is good for the athletes, for a strength coach watching. This is good for the older men if you build up to it. And definitely first responders, tactical, military. You need to be able to jump and run. So I'm going to do the approach jump. Here we go. I'm going to land and stand. Chest tall, walk up, big jump. Stand up. Depth drop coming. Going to catch the landing. 3, 2, 1, and stand. I'm going to do that one more time. Couple steps back, walk up, land and stand, hold. Like to catch that hold for a few seconds. You'll see our athletes doing seated box jumps, kneeling jumps, standing sideways, jumping, twisting, turning, jumps with weight. They might use weights, do vertical jumps, let go of the weight, jump on the box. That's called contrast training. A lot of opportunity for you to learn by searching the YouTube. Now we're going to move to the final phase of lower body work, which is broad jumps, jumping rope, and then we're going to hit some sprints. Stand by. Now I'm going to move into 2 traveling jumps, horizontal power. Frog jumps, which is a little bit more hip mobility, and then the broad jump, which is more of a touch and go reactive jump. I like to do sets of 3, maybe 5. When I see coaches programming high reps on jumps, that's a major mistake. Jump training is low repetition, high quality, maximum power output. So this shouldn't be a fatigue-inducing exercise. It's something that we do for a few reps. Sometimes we do a few jumps, segue into a sprint. That's a favorite one. Sometimes we do jumps, forward roll sprint, or forward roll jump sprint. You could get very creative with this, and you could also look at our videos, and even better, SSPC certification, Underground Strength Coach certification, get your learn on. First jump, frog jumps. Then I'll back up. Then we got broad jumps. Here we go. Frog jumps, broad jumps. Yeah. Next up, the jump rope. You cannot go wrong jumping rope. Parents, before you're signing up your kid for that $5,000 speed and agility class where he or she gets out of speed and agility and they're still slow and can't do a pull-up, forget it. Get a jump rope. These are the cable jump ropes for speed. I would get, as a starter, the old school beaded jump rope. You could jump rope in the driveway, out on the sidewalk. What's sad is kids today can't jump rope, and this is one of the most basic movements, and it strengthens the feet, the ankles, builds coordination, power, conditioning. You cannot go wrong with it, okay? For the guys my age, I just go with a basic double bounce, but you can mix it up and go Rocky 4 if you want to. Okay, here we go. Basic bounce, alternate high knees, side to side. I like to throw these in during every warm-up, and I also add them into a training session for athletes and men. So we might do an exercise and then hit 50 speed reps, 100 speed reps. Every day, start doing this. If you're a wrestling coach, basketball coach, get the athletes going with 5 minutes of jumping rope, and you can thank me later. Now we are closing out lower body movements on my top 10 bodyweight movement video. Originally filmed 11 years ago. Here we are, age 48. What is this video going to look like when I'm 58 or 59? It's going to be real interesting. The last thing is sprints. I like to get outside and sprint. We don't have a long strip of turf at the underground here in Manasquan, but we're able to work acceleration. For an older guy like me, it's plenty of room, but at the end of the sprint, I always come to a good stop, a deceleration, either in a lunge position or sprint it out and in like a half squat position. So basic sprint is just standing and sprint out, but I'm going to show you one starting from the stomach. When I'm training athletes, we start from our back, we start from a half lunge, sideways lunge, we do hill sprints, we play tag, we chase each other. You don't necessarily just got to sprint. You could integrate it into a game. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 sprints. Regular sprint or more of an acceleration since I don't have a lot of room here. Second one, belly start sprint. Regardless of your age, you got to be able to run. If you can't run, it doesn't matter how strong you are. You must be able to run. Whether it's for sports, life, escaping the zombies, you have to be able to run. Here we go. We'll see you soon, guys. Hit the links below. Go to zachstrength.com. Get on the newsletter. Best damn thing going to happen to you every morning is reading that newsletter. We'll see you soon. I'm out of here.